welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this right here. Well, I had a sub that wanted me to talk about Shaq and how the NBA helped Shaq like they helped LeBron James. And I kind of heard some of that, but I don't think it's the same. And then he goes on to say that, you know, kind of like Shaq, he was a #1 draft pick overall, but he wasn't able to carry his team that he was drafted by to a championship. And yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So we'll talk about this one, but let's talk about this Lakers beatdown last night. And I'm thinking, okay, I always say I'm right on the money, but come on, guys, this with the Luka Doncic thing, he can turn into a LeBron James, right? There's no passing the ball a lot of times with this guy in the offense. I mean, yes, so a lot of times he's unstoppable. You can't stop him from scoring. We know the whole thing, right? But I don't know, man. It just, to me, sometimes it shows the lack of defense in the NBA, because the stuff he does is kind of like LeBron James, like where this guy does become a ball hog. He doesn't run in offense, like pass the ball around. This guy takes a lot of bad shots. And the problem with him taking a lot of bad shots that, I don't know, and for his standards, turns into good shots because he can shoot. We don't know why he's so bad from the free throw line. He's, you know, kind of like LeBron James. He's not a good free throw shooter, and he's really not a good three-point shooter by percentage, right? He can hit some threes or whatever like that, but he's not really a good to great three-point shooter by percentage. I don't think so. Anyways, I mean, sometimes he can get real hot from three, but he's not running the offense. The ball's not swinging around. The offense isn't being ran. These type of things ain't happening. And he gets away with it because he hits a lot of shots. But let's be real. He's not running the offense. Like when you look at OKC, they're swinging the ball around. When a man is guarding somebody, when a guy on OKC, the defender got him all messed up to where he can't shoot the shot, where he can't hit the shot, the ball will get swung around a lot of times to the open guy. For Luka Doncic, he gets away with it so much that he can shoot over a lot of these guys, even if he's in a bad position, because he's 6'8". But a lot of times, you really don't have good defense. So I'm trying to tell you guys, I looked at it a lot in the Lakers playing, not just in this game, but a lot of games. Luka Doncic, he just takes a lot of bad shots. And like I said, he gets away with it because he be hitting them shots. He just hits the shots. We can't lie about that. He can hit from any damn range. We can't deny that. But are they bad shots? Yeah, they're bad shots. The shots he takes, either he's completely covered and he don't care to take them, or he don't run no offense. It just pulls up and takes bad shots. And it didn't work out for him tonight because you just had a better defense. Way better defense than he ever faced. These guys are, so if you don't hit those shots, those crazy shots, and we know Austin Reeves takes some crazy shots too at times. So these guys ain't hitting these crazy shots because the defense is just that good. They're screwed because the ball ain't getting swung around offensively to get open guys, to get, for Luka Doncic, if he was swinging the ball around, he could get a lot of open shots. But, I'm Luka Doncic. I can hit every damn shot. I'm not going to play in the offense. I'm the offense. So, I don't know. Maybe he's gunning for Michael Jordan's 37 points per game. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be hard for him to get, especially in an era like this where the defense is suspect, and then he's not running no offense. You just got the green light. And you got to think, with him and Austin Reeves on the floor, well, let's just say, with Austin Reeves and him playing together, they've been able to put their averages so high because they haven't been playing on the floor together. You notice that? Their averages are so high because they haven't been on the floor together. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I don't really see nothing changing as far as, them really dropping in the standings or nothing like that. But They're just not going to be able to do it with, a top tier defensive team and get away with this stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens when they play the Rockets. They play Milwaukee. Denver. Let's see what happens. I mean, I thought DeAndre Ayton was pretty decent, in this game, and he's been pretty decent throughout the year. And I got to give him props for that, because I was clowning him. I'm like, what's this guy gonna do? But he's been pretty decent. He's been solid. He's been playing defense, rebounding, getting his little 16 points. So he's been decent. The problem is, there's really no defense in this era. So when they run into guys that want to play defense, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. Because Luka Doncic, I told you guys, a lot of dummies on here, they want to conform with the norm and just go what the media tells them. It's ridiculous. We used to have guys that really, I thought, used to like to tell the truth on BoobTube. They don't no more. They tell whatever the media tells them to say, because they want that paycheck. And I was listening to another guy. I don't really listen to his channel no more. I'm not going to call his name out, whatever. But this guy now is crying about subs and crying about making money. But they try to act like they're not crying about, viewers. They're, 1 minute they're crying about making money, or not making money no more, should I say. Still making money, but they're not making money. And ultimately, he went to the members only. He went to the members only. First he tried to say, I don't want to make it seem like I'm doing this for money, but my viewership has just declined and all this stuff since blah 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 blah. And he still says he's between his two platforms, he's getting 2 million a month in views. I'll tell you what, man. And he basically come on BoobTube crying about he's not getting the views he used to. But still, yet he's still getting, because he said he used to get 3 million between both of his channels. Now he only gets 2 million. So he says he's starting the members only. That's why I tell you guys, these guys only doing this for money, guys. When they start talking about something like that, and then if they talked about, I'm not getting the views that I used to get, okay, that's fine. But on top of that, you top it off with a members only. That's why I said these guys only do this for money. And when you see this, guys, you ain't gonna never get no truth out of these people. When they start talking about money, money is the root of all evil. I'm trying to tell you guys. Only thing you're gonna get out of these guys is half truths. And I've been trying to tell you that for ain't no channel ever been shadow banned like mine, guys. Ain't one channel been shadow banned, but I don't get on here and if I wanted to be monetized, I could have, when YouTube said, look, man, you got reused content, they don't even tell you what it is. So you basically got to take down all your damn channel to find out what it is. So I say, no, I'm not going to do that, because I know they're lying, because I know it's other YouTubers out there was doing the same thing I was doing. But if they like you, they like you. If they like you, they'll give you bots. Those aren't real subs, guys. Most of these guys' subs that they get, they're not real subs. They're bots. And a lot of you guys say, I'm not doing it for the money, but we'll do anything they can to fix anything YouTube tells them. If YouTube said, you did this wrong, you got to fix this, or we're not going to keep you monetized. They'll run and do it real fast so they can get the money. So ain't none of these guys on here doing it because they love or whatever like that, or they're doing it for their subs, or they're trying to do this, or whatever they're trying to lie about. They're lying. They're doing it for the money, guys. And now, because they wasn't, they'll get demonetized. They're doing it for the money. Look at Jim. He went and got AI. So he won't have so many hiccups when he does his channel. So he ran Jim from whatever it's called, NBA Facts Research, whatever the hell that's called. He did. He even said one day, he said, I thought I'd be having more traffic coming through here. So he what he did was, I see what he did. He stopped making videos and got an AI program. That's what he did. Because his whole channel is AI now. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I didn't say that, but I'm just saying they're all doing it for the money. I ain't got one single penny paycheck, and guess what? My views done went down. Go check. So some of my views be like 100. 100. You believe that? 100. Now don't cry. It just, when you got, and I've been on here how long? Almost 2 years? And I got 3,000 or something subs, and I don't cry. Now, if I want to conform with the norm, Okay, remember, not only do you got to do certain things to go by the YouTube rules, but you also got to play by the rules too, doing other things, right? As far as you can't expose the NBA like I be doing. Yes, you could do the Michael Jordan, LeBron James GOAT debate to hell, because that's what they want. They want you to condemn LeBron James. All this is doing is making LeBron James more money, making the NBA more money, because you're selling their league because they're not selling their league, right? So basically, you're the advertiser for the NBA because the NBA don't want to sell its own league. And when I say the NBA don't want to sell its own league, when have you seen the top 5 guys of the NBA not be able to sell the NBA? I've been watching the NBA since '88. The top 5 guys in the league have always sold the NBA. Do you see SGA, Joker? I don't know, Luka? Who is this? Greek Freak? Do you see them selling the league like the guys back in the 2000s? The Carmelo Anthony, the Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, these type of guys like that, how they sold the NBA. How about the 90s? The Michael Jordans, the Patrick Ewings, the David Robinsons, all these guys like that. No, you won't see it. The Magic Johnsons and Larry Birds and Dr. J's. You just, no. These guys, these internet, how can they sell the NBA when they're not even American? Nobody's interested in these guys. They don't have American personalities, guys. And I'm not trying to be mean, because I love culture, but they don't have American personalities to sell American product to the young people in what we call pop culture. They don't have that. Let's don't lie. And that's why the NBA is where it is. I just seen them. They showed this all-world team, right? Okay, they had all the international players that's supposed to be playing in the, I guess it's the All-Star game. I think it's Luka, Joker, Giannis, SGA, what's his name, Wemby. I mean, are we playing back? That's another guy. Can Wemby sell the NBA? No. Yes, these guys sell the NBA on their talents, but they're not selling the NBA via pop culture, guys. They're not. If these guys were so appealing to American people with their talents, guess what? The league wouldn't be where it is. I've told you guys, the only reason why they have kept LeBron James around is because of a clown act. That's it. LeBron's ship done sailed a long time ago. What they need with him? The clown show, right? The soap opera. And I done told you guys, if you don't have a soap opera in your league, we don't want it to be 95% like the NBA has it. That's bullshit. The soap opera off court is bigger than the game. Nobody wants to see that. We want the actual on court play to turn into the soap opera, right? We want rivalries. We want defense. We want trash talking. We want great play. We want that to be the soap opera. You know what I'm saying? We want the Bird versus the Magic. We want yes, Dr. J was great in the NBA, but he can't win nothing in the NBA. Remember? That was the knock on Dr. J. We want the rivalry between the Pistons and the Bulls and Jordan finally getting over the hump. We want soap operas. But the NBA done turned this thing into like a 95% soap opera, basically since LeBron James went to the damn Heat. So these guys aren't accountable for any greatness on the court. It's sold by the media. Nobody wants to see that trash. We want to see the on-court greatness. That turns into a soap opera. And now you got Bronny. LeBron James is leaving soon. Here's Bronny. Nobody wants to see that trash. But the media, they love it. The NBA loves it because their league can be sold by YouTube. The NBA, they'll come up. A lot of these, what do you call them? Debate groups or ESPN, whatever. They'll have their presentation shows and act like this clown show really ain't happening when it's all over social media. It's a clown act. Nobody wants to see that. Yeah, a lot of these YouTubers do. They don't want the NBA to come back. They love this. They love this. Because they out here trying to make money. But they'll act like, oh, y'all want the game to come back. Especially these old heads, they don't want the game to come back. They want to wake up and be critics every morning of the NBA. And again, the NBA has this is who's selling the NBA. Social media. Their top 5 guys don't have to sell the NBA. They don't. That's why advertisement is so awful now. I mean, they would never think about doing this back in the day. I'm gonna just leave it alone. I don't want to offend nobody, but it's just all in your face. Anyways, yeah. So the Beach Boys get blown out. They get blown out. I don't really know what this means. This is OKC. You could say they blow out everybody, but you can't really, say, okay, the Lakers should get blown out. They're supposed to be a good team. Okay, lose by 10, lose by 15. You can't get spanked and the game's over in the damn first quarter. And I don't know, maybe they'll blame JJ Redick. There's nothing to blame right here. They're just not good enough. They're just not athletic like that. Luka Doncic ain't athletic. Austin Reeves ain't athletic. You know what I'm saying? I guess you don't have to be in this era, but I don't know. When you run into this type of buzzsaw, you're finished. So I don't know what to say. They got 3 unathletic white guys on here that on any other night, they're more athletic than other black guys in the league. I don't know what to say. As long as they can outscore their opponents, the Lakers, they're going to win. But the problem is, like I said, the better teams might just play defense, and then you're screwed. Luka ain't playing no defense. I don't think he had 1 steal, no blocks. And the same thing with Reeves. Reeves shot 30-something% in this game. Luka shot 30-something%. And I think both of them didn't hit any threes. It's just ridiculous, man. There's no, I don't know. To me, I'm sure they had OKC to win this game, but not this bad. Not like this. This is pretty much an embarrassment to basketball. It don't expose. Oh, bring LeBron James back. No. LeBron James should have played in this game. Why was he playing? Why is he going down there to the G League to play for what? For what? He can play 5 minutes, 2 minutes in a regular NBA game. But guys, they want the circus down there. They want the circus from these YouTubers. Oh, LeBron James playing in the G League. That's what they want. They want the circus. They want the circus YouTube clowns to sell this. That's the new NBA, right? Circus clown YouTube platforms to sell their nonsense. Because the top 5 players in this league ain't selling. They ain't selling the league. I'm not trying to say they're bad players. I'm not trying to say that. But they're not selling the league. You don't need it. If your top 5 guys are able to sell the league, you don't need a clown show. Look at MLB. Those guys aren't able to sell the MLB. The Spanish guys. And I guess they just take it like it is. They don't go into clown show form and make a clown show out of the game to sell it. The ratings are the ratings, I guess. I don't know. They just deal with it. They're still making money because they ain't paying these guys nothing in the Caribbean leagues before they come up. So they don't care. Cheap labor. Nevertheless, I don't know. Get ready. You're gonna hear the same. You're gonna hear what you expect to hear from these cheap YouTubers. It's JJ Redick's fault. JJ Redick didn't adjust. The Luka Doncic, he don't play no defense. Reeves don't play no defense. Maybe the LeBron James apologists say, oh, they need LeBron James back from what? So he can stand around and don't play no defense? I mean, it is what it is. Like I told you guys before, either you got it or you don't. Either you're a defensive guy or you're not. It ain't got nothing to do with being white. Larry Bird made 3 defensive second teams in a row. 3 in a row, back to back to back to back. And I think those were in his MVP seasons, the 3 MVPs. Luka ain't never made an All-NBA defensive team. What about Joker? No defensive teams. So I'm just lost on this one, guys. I don't know what to say. I told you guys before. Why did Luka get skinny? I don't think it's hurt his game or anything like that. But they told us Luka had to get skinny because he can't play defense. But at the same time, a fat Luka beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, went to the finals. Yeah, they got beat by a good defensive team. I mean, that's just how it is. But the Celtics, they got beat by that good defensive team. The next season, he's with the Lakers in the trade. And they lose to that same, I think, a weaker Minnesota team. A weaker Minnesota team without Karl Anthony Towns. They lose, Luka does, with LeBron James on his team. Make that make sense. And LeBron James, he was having bad fourth quarters again. And yes, they had breakdowns defensively because LeBron James don't play no defense. Luka don't play no defense. Reeves don't play no defense. Remember, they were favored to win that series. And they lost 3-1. Then the blame gets put on Luka for being fat. Instead of blame being on LeBron James, because Fat Luka beat that team the year before when he was a Mav and then went to the finals. Instead of that blame being on LeBron James for not being able to carry Luka because he's the GOAT. And they was telling us how better he was than Luka. And Luka learned so much from LeBron James since he had been there. And it was Luka, the one that was supposedly coming off the injury. They put the blame on Luka for being out of shape. So to me, it seems like the players work for the media, guys. Because the players can't be like, Luka can't be like, what do you mean I'm out of shape? What do you mean I'm fat? I just beat this team without LeBron James the year before. Being fat. You ever realize they can't go against what the media says? It's like the media has a script and they can't go against it. And the media controls them. So Luka goes in the offseason and he loses all this weight. Okay. To me, he's not really a better defender. Is he going to make the defensive second team? No. He don't look like a better defender. He had his ass on skates last night. He's in foul trouble on skates. That Atlanta game, he was in foul trouble on skates. Again, the problem is going to be in this fast-paced era with no defense. You had three guys, I think his name Reeves or whatever his name is, Austin Reeves, and Luka Doncic. They ain't gonna be able to play no defense. It just ain't in them, guys. Either you have it or you don't have it. It ain't got nothing to do with the color of your skin. It just got to do with, do you have it or you don't? If you was born with it or not. If you grew up playing the game, wanting to be a defensive player, wanting to play defense or not. I mean, could he have lost some weight? Yeah. Luka, yeah. Fine. But who knows? So let's see if, I don't know. The OKC looks good. They missing key pieces and still walloping teams. Like I said, I don't think they're going to win a championship as long as LeBron James is playing. That would be a devastating hit on his legacy. That a team won back-to-back championships while he's in the league. That would be something really bad on his resume. You guys just don't understand. That's why we haven't seen no team go back-to-back. So I'm still sticking with my pick. I don't think they're going to win the championship unless LeBron James retires before the season's over, something like that, or he gets a freak injury. During the season, they'll be like, oh, well, LeBron James was hurt. That's why they won it. You can't put that on his watch. But like I said, if he's actually playing, expect for OKC not to win the championship. They're just not. That's a hit on his resume. Not that you. Oh, well, Michael Jordan, he had a team go back to back on his resume, or the Kings went back to back. I'm talking about in the 2020s, guys. In this era right here, and that's why you ain't seen no team go back to back. Because in reality, everybody knows that Michael Jordan only came back to play, to have fun. I mean, he was already cemented as the GOAT. But they try to make it like Michael Jordan came back to try to catch somebody or try to add this or try to add that to go play on the worst team in the league. I mean, like, that's like LeBron James going at 40 years old, going to play on the worst team in the league and saying, oh yeah, LeBron James, he's still trying to catch Michael Jordan. Yeah, he went to go play with, I don't know who's the worst team in the league. I don't even know. Maybe the Wizards. He went to go play with the Wizards to try to catch Michael Jordan. LeBron James did at 38. Come on, man. Nobody will buy that. But the dumbass media is selling that the Wizards for Michael Jordan, those years count for something because LeBron James' retarded career ended, I don't know, probably in 2018. We all know LeBron James, when he went to the Lakers, he wasn't trying to win no more championships. Yes, he got lucky because the world got shut down and was sick. But we all know by him going to the West, he wasn't trying to win no more championships. That was his roadblock his entire career, the West. So everybody knew he wasn't serious about winning champions. They could hype it up to what they wanted to, but all the competition was in the West. And it's still in the West for the most part. So everybody knew he wasn't trying to win no championships. He's over there trying to make money. But yeah, let's talk about this Shaq thing. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to compare that to LeBron James because Shaq, he kind of waited his turn. Even though he left Orlando, I think he was pissed off at Hardaway, whatever like that. And then he was looking at the big paycheck, even though I think the Orlando Magic wanted to give him more. But, you know, he was looking at the movies, everything like that. So he wasn't leaving Orlando for a bigger paycheck or because he was going to build a super team. Back in the 90s, it wasn't nowhere to run. Wasn't nowhere to run. Guys really want to build super teams like that. Maybe if they got old and it was like their last chance. But Shaq, he just needed a little help. And he got to the finals with Penny Hardaway and the rest of these guys. So you can't really take nothing away from him. The centers were just better than him. You had a couple of centers that was better than him. Maybe a few in the 90s. Their overall game was just better. Shaq was young. And, you know, it was one of them wait your turns type of things. That's what happened with a lot of NBA players back in the day, unless they got real lucky and came to a real great team. Most of it, these guys had to wait their turn to win because a lot of these teams were already established in the NBA. So Shaq definitely didn't go the route of LeBron James. LeBron James wasn't what's his name? Shaq, he wasn't touted as the first or second best player in the league. Shaq wasn't. LeBron James was. So for him to go build a super team, why he was melting down on top of that? Shaq wasn't melting down. Yes, he was getting swept a lot of years, but that's just how good the NBA was, folks. That's how good the NBA was back then. Nobody will ever look at Shaq took the same route to LeBron James. Nobody, to me, LeBron James ain't a greater player than Shaq. There's no way. If you had a draft, even if it don't have to be LeBron James coming out of high school, if you had a choice, and if it was a draft, a peak Shaq versus a peak LeBron James, ain't no dummy about to pick LeBron James over Shaq. I don't care what era. A peak Shaq. Even when Shaq won peak when he first came into the league, he was just better than LeBron James. Let's remember that Shaq played in the 90s. So he earned everything he got. They didn't have to take out defense for Shaq. Had to change no rules for Shaq. Shaq was playing against, you know, the collection of the greatest centers in any era. Shaq wasn't giving fouls and giving this, and no, Shaq earned everything, man. Now, a lot of us, you know, yes, we can say stuff about his finals competition, but that's not his fault that the centers start dying out. And Shaq is, you know, like he has one of the highest averages in the finals. He won 3 straight finals and 3 straight finals MVPs. That's Jordan-esque right there. A 3-peat with 3 straight finals. I mean, like, without a super team. Yes, he had Kobe, But Kobe came off the bench, and Kobe became what he became, and it became a great duel. LeBron James couldn't play with, okay, I'm going to play with Dwayne Wade. No, we got to go get Chris Bosh. I'm going to play with Kyrie. No, we got to get Kevin Love too. So Shaq ain't in the same boat. There's not even close. Shaq will never, and has never been looked at in the same lens as LeBron James. Never. That's why Shaq is on all these commercials, and Shaq is celebrated because when he got his chance, he did what he had to do, man. Like I said, yes, was his competition and final suspect? Maybe so. But he did what he had to do once he got his chance. So